What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's good, people? What's up? It's me, L3027, Angry Teacher Chronicles, all of that good stuff. This is my review for Chasing Dallas Season 2, Episode 6. 6. Y'all might as well go ahead and get in y'all feelings and get mad now. Because I have some things to say about this good episode and some of the people in this here episode. And y'all may not like me after this review. It is what it is. Let's get down to it. Because some of these girls got to be read into the ground. We start off we started this episode off in a great way. When I saw the start, I was like, okay, way to step y'all game up. Give us some good stuff, quality stuff. All right, it's about to be good. So let me get that out the way. So Cain is styling for this fashion show type thing that they're having. It's called, I think, Put Yourself in Her Shoes, where they're working with women who may have been victims of domestic violence or homeless, or, you know, women who've been through certain things. And it's a way to kind of showcase them and dress them up and let them have a good time and let them walk the runway and so forth. It's an opportunity for him to get out of his comfort zone a little bit, because he has to style them completely opposite from what he generally does. We know King Cain is wonderful in what he does with his stylings, with him being eccentric and eclectic, and he has, you know, this whole dark vibe. Some people might call it emo, some people might call it goth. He has this different, you know, eccentric type garb that he dons and that he styles people in. And so but for the fashion show, the women are being styled completely different in, you know, a modern chic, you know, different things that make them look well, you know, just completely on the other side of the spectrum from what he does. And so it gives him an opportunity to flex his muscles and get out of his comfort zone, and also do something that's for a good cause. So I thought that was great. I was like, you know, that's really good. King Cain, I was really excited. I said, okay, y'all starting this episode off good, off right. I was here for it. It was downhill from there, honey. After that, it was just downhill. People who have watched my reviews, they know, if I got to start off taking a drink before I say anything, it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be pretty. So then we have Dior. Dear God. Now, last review, I said to you all, find this young man a storyline. I said that. I said, can y'all go find him a storyline, please? Because I don't understand why he doesn't have a storyline. What is going on? Find him a storyline. Okay? Find him one. Any storyline. I don't care. Because he was boring. Nice to look at, but bored as hell. So then, you give me this. So Dior meets up with his gay child and best friend, Simone. They go to Raw Sushi, R-A, Raw Sushi. We have a Raw Sushi down in South Florida. It's actually in the, you know, the Miami-Fort Lauderdale area. It's actually in a city called Pembroke Pines. Raw Sushi is great. They have great sushi there. Usually at a certain part of the night, Raw Sushi turns into a club. You go there at a certain point in the night, but it's a great vibe. If you ever get to go to Raw Sushi, it's spelled R-A, sushi, go. Great sushi menu. It's not one of those sushi places. You ever been someplace where they don't, like here in Texas, they don't have real sushi? All of their sushi is comprised of tempura, meaning that the meat is cooked. It's not sushi. if it's tempura to me. I'm just saying. And like the 100% of the menu is tempura at a place that doesn't know anything about sushi. Raw is not like that. I'm not saying it's the best sushi in the world, but when you add up the menu, quality of the food, the vibe, the whole atmosphere, great spot. I recommend it. Y'all see how much time I spent on the place they were eating at? Because what they were talking about, I could have no parts. So Dior goes on this long song and dance about how, you know, he has dad issues and him and his dad don't have a good relationship, and him and his dad has done him wrong, and how his dad is a horrible father, and his dad don't see it for him because he's gay, this, that, and the third. While I am supposed to be sympathetic to this, and I guess this was the attempt at finding him a storyline, but it fell on deaf ears. Why did it fall on deaf ears? Because I'm a gay black male. And as a gay black male, I have heard this story and iterations of this story 8 million times over. This is not something new. This is not something that is revolutionary or something that hasn't been spoken to or something that no one has ever heard. This is the norm. I'm not saying that it's good or right that this is the norm, but this is the norm. And I always feel like at a certain point, and I think to a certain degree, you have done this, Dior, but not completely. You got to get over whatever your parents did or did not do once you get grown and get to be a certain age. I mean, you can't still be, you know, all in your head or all about, because the days of your parents parenting you, Dior, is over. Those days are over. There's no more daddy being a daddy and mommy being a mommy anymore. You're grown. Those days are over. If they didn't do it well when they were supposed to, that's on them. You grow up, you become an adult, and you do right by yours. And you do right by your life as an adult. But all it is, mulling over and, you know, having these long-standing and long-suffering and persisting and perpetual issues with how your parents don't see it for you or don't like you, and you grown, baby, you need to go get therapy and let that go. You need to release that, honey. Because that kind of stuff will eat you up. And we, watching the show, having heard, like I said, 8 million iterations of this same story over and over and over and over and over. Let me tell you something. I have my own gay children. And when they come to me and they tell me these stories, I let them get it all out. I tell them one time, tell me all about it. What your mama did, what your daddy did, what your grandma did, what your brother, sister, what everybody did. Get it all out. I'm going to let you cry on my shoulder. But baby, after you get it out that one time, that's it. It's over. We're moving on. And I teach them, you got it out. You verbalized it, and I am here to comfort you through this time. But now we got to pick up the pieces and move on with life, because that part of our life is over. And we can't keep going back and living in that part of our lives. So I was just, this whole meeting and talking, that conversation, I should say, that Simone had with Dior, I wasn't here for that. I did not want to, I was over that. Especially when he admitted that Simone had heard this story over and over. So that means that you refuse to get past this and get over. You need to get some therapy, sweetheart. Go see a doctor. Moving on. Then we had a commercial break. My girl, Imani Van Zap, came on. Baby, when she coined George with the moniker Georgina Napkina because he had that thing over his eye. Baby, when I tell you I rolled on the floor, I said, she did not just say Georgina Napkina. Girl, when I tell you I fell out, I fell the fuck out. I fell all the way the hell out. Baby, that tickled me so I was rolling, laughing. Then we had this commercial with Premiere, who I don't know if he was reading cue cards or he was supposed to memorize what he was saying. What kind of ass, backwards, ghetto ass, side of the road, underneath the tree ass commercial that you making? What the fuck was that shit, Premiere? Premiere, let me help you understand something, dear one, doll baby. Listen here, doll baby. Doll baby. Premiere, boo, don't do that no more. Don't do that no more. Don't do that anymore. That was awful. That shit was horrible. It was horrible. The sweater or whatever you had on looked horrible. You couldn't read your lines, or whoever wrote it, it was awful. The whole everything, and then what you had on was blending in with the background. The whole everything about it was horrible. That shit was horrible. Don't put that shit on my damn computer screen no more. Don't do that no more. Moving on. So we get to Reese G. Girl, hold on, y'all. So, Reese, doll baby. That hair, it's a no for me, dog. I mean, it was channeling Shaka Khan, Diana Ross, you know, the big curly, you know, wig. I was like, this wig you was wearing, Reese, girl, I just knew she was gonna start singing either "Do You Love What You Feel?" Or "I'm Every Woman," or "Touch Me in the Morning," or "I'm Coming Out." That wig, Reese, in that confessional. You need your ass whooped for that wig. You need your ass whooped. And girl, you just kept doing the bang like that. Like you know you was turning it, honey. Baby, you ain't turned nothing. Girl, you ain't turned nothing. Girl, the way he kept flipping that little bang, like he had to turn it. Boo, you ain't turned nothing. Girl. Child, anyway, girl, a mess. Just a damn mess. He was meeting up with this photographer to help to do some shots and stuff for a book that he's writing. And I commend and applaud him for writing the book. And I'm glad that he chose, you know, a black photographer. I'm not sure if the guy is gay or not, or straight, or I don't know his situation. But I will say he was kind of cute. I will say I like the photographer. I was kind of into the photographer a little bit. I was like, hey, photographer man, hey. Anyway, but I am glad that the guy was young, black, and he was giving him an opportunity, and I was glad to see. I wasn't glad to see that wig. Anyway, and then we had the scene that consumed this episode. So we got King Cain invites Trey Womack out for drinks, okay? I told y'all, last episode or episode before last, it was two people who didn't have a storyline that they needed to give a storyline to. And that was Trey Womack and Dior. So here we go with Trey Womack. You know, the people must have seen my review and decided to do, I know they didn't, but I'm just going to think that in my head. So they're there having drinks. So they start to talk about the lingerie party that King Cain is having. King Cain said, listen, Georgina Napkina. Ooh, that still takes me up, Imani Van Zap. George is not going to be invited, okay? So, King Cain starts to go through the list of people who he's invited. So he mentions Dior. So then Trey kind of got in his whole vibe changed. He was like, who? And then he starts to say, oh, so I mean, he goes into this whole thing in his confessional about, oh, so we inviting him. It came off, it just didn't come off right for me, Trey. Because it was seeming like Trey was trying to say, oh, well, before you invite people, you need to run that guest list by me so I can approve who gets invited to stuff. That's kind of how the shit came off. And it's not your event, Trey. And when it's not your event, bitch, you ain't putting a dime into making it. You have nothing to do with it being organized and put together. You have no say-so in who comes. If he tell you so-and-so is coming, and you can tell him, I'll see it for her. But don't worry about it, girl. I'll be over here in my corner. She be in her corner, and we ain't got no problem. That's how that shit goes. If y'all are friends, and your friend is having an event, and they invite somebody who you don't see it for, you can let your friend know, girl, I don't really see it for her. But girl, it's your event, girl. I'm going to make sure your event goes off without a hitch. I'll be over here in my corner. I'm going to talk to you. We going to kiki. I'm going to keep away from her. And as long as she keep away from me, we going to be good, girl. And we going to keep it moving. But I don't feel like you were on that tip. You said that, but with all of the stuff that you were saying in your confessional, Trey Womack, and all of the way that you were acting in this scene, I don't buy it. You looking for smoke. You looking for smoke. I ain't here for it. I wasn't here for him at all. And then he was like, oh, me and Dior have this history. What the fuck does that mean? I want somebody on this show, because a lot of people on this show seem to like to throw out that term, oh, me and so-and-so have history. What does that mean? Does that mean y'all were dating? Were you fucking? Did y'all have beef earlier? Were y'all friends and y'all not friends anymore? Like, what the fuck? Explain that shit, because you said we got history. What the hell does that mean? You need to explain that a lot more than that. Not just you, Trey Womack, but a whole lot of people on this show, because they throw that term out, that phrase out, I should say, and they never really explain themselves. Rock finally shows up late as hell. Then he gets mad in his feelings because they order you a drink. Well, bitch, if you late after a certain amount of time and the waiter or waitress done came 2 or 3 times, are we waiting for somebody? And we done said that 2 or 3 times. Well, baby, they ain't called us. They ain't checked in to tell us to order drinks for them. Well, we gonna order our drink. Cause the only way you could be mad, Rock, is if you had already called them and texted them and said, oh, I'm gonna be late. Order me this drink or order me any drink, and I get it when I give y'all the money when I get there, or I pay for it when I get there. Girl, obviously you ain't do none of that, so no drink was ordered. Nobody orders a drink for somebody with the anticipation that you coming if you already late. Because we don't know. You might come real late. The ice might be done melting. Your drink get all watered down. Now you looking mad at us. And we got to tell the people to order you a whole nother drink. Girl, get over yourself, Rock. Quiet as it's kept. I think he mad because he wanted somebody to pay for the drink for his broke ass. Child. I mean, he may not be broke. I mean, I don't know how much money he getting for his porn. I don't know. But that's how it came off. Then we got into the beef. Trey Womack got issues because Trey Howard in the comment section on a picture with Trey Womack from the show or something like that said, oh, the girls look stuffed. Now, it was shady. I ain't gonna lie. I am not gonna lie. That was a shady comment. But girl, when you are snatched and you got a small waist like us thin girls, these are things that we say. Real girls do real things. We say things like that. And Trey Womack, you are not one to say anything about somebody throwing shade, because that's all you've done on this show is throw shade at people. That's all you've done this whole episode is throw shade at other people. So you can't get in your feelings that people throw shade at you. Girl, get over yourself, okay? Get over it. You're a tired ass queen. And how I know you're a tired ass queen? Bitch, who in their mind keeping fucking text messages and receipts from, the fucking 20th century damn near. Like you talk about, oh, I got a text message when this whore texted me in 2003. Girl, get your damn life. Get yourself an entire life, Trey Womack, okay? You over here holding, see, you the type of bitch that, a bitch gotta fuck up. You the type of whore that somebody gotta fuck up. Cause you seem to hold grudges for a long time where a bitch done got past it and got over it and ain't thinking about you, ain't seeing it for you, and done moved on. And when they see you, they don't even know what you mad for. And now you all of a sudden pulling out a receipt from 15 years ago. Girl, get your life in order. I just didn't like Trey Womack in this whole scene. You know, I don't really see it for her anyway. But this scene just cemented that we kind of see, because there was this back and forth. So now Trey Womack got issues with Dior because he felt like Dior should have checked Trey Howard for saying something to him. And he already had issues with Trey Howard. And he got issues with... he already had issues with Dior. And he felt like Dior should... Just a whole mess. Just a whole mess. Get over yourself. Get over yourself, Trey Womack. So obviously, we can see that the fight that we've been waiting for all season is going to be between them. Now, see how where Trey Womack may be overestimating himself is Dior got kids, plural, several kids. He seemed to have an entourage when he go places. So I'm sure that Dior gonna come probably with his boyfriend, probably with Trey Howard, and maybe a couple of his other kids. And baby, you talk about fighting the girl. Now I know you kind of big and kind of healthy, and you do look a little stuffed, Trey Womack. I ain't gonna lie, I would have said you look stuffed too, because girl, you do look kind of big, because you way out of my weight class, honey. I wouldn't even give you the time of day. But girl, that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. But girl, you might end up, I mean, you kind of big, girl, but I don't know if you could take on that many people. We'll see in the next episode how it all shakes out. Ciao. I know they ain't gonna give us it all in the on air, but can somebody from the show give us the unabridged, unfiltered cell phone coverage of it, where we can see the real fight, the whole fight, to see who really gets their ass whooped? Because y'all know we ain't gonna get it in the episode. It's gonna be edited. But somebody do that for me, please. That's all I want. That was this week's episode. That's all I got for y'all. We'll be back next week. Y'all know we'll be back next week, same time, same place, to let y'all know and let y'all see what happened. And we'll have more to say. Until then, thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out of here.